Hello, my name is Jay and welcome back to my Tech Vault. Today we're going to be talking about updating your BIOS, how to do it, and some of the perks of course to do it. One of my buddies, or someone I built a computer for, has had some issues, so for my video today, rather than doing something, I guess, a regular video, we're going to do a video helping him out and also help you guys out as well. So if you're curious what I do with my free time, that's what it is. So let's go over pretty much what you need. You need a USB stick. These don't actually have to be particularly large. The BIOS update files don't tend to actually be too large, so make sure you keep that in mind. Also, you kind of need to know the motherboard version, your type of motherboard, etc. Usually, depending on the motherboard, you'll have something listed on the top. For example, mine is an X370 Tiachi AM4 motherboard, but for example, other people's may be different. My buddy's, I believe, is an X470 Aorus Ultra Gaming, but you basically just need to kind of know your motherboard and figure out what that is from there. And that's going to be important in our next step. So next up, I'm going to jump over to the computer real quick. We're going to hop on there and we're going to figure out how to go from there. So welcome back. Pretty much what I've done is I've searched for my motherboard on the internet. You should probably know, as I said, what your motherboard is. As I said, mine is an X370 Tiachi ASRock AM4 AMD motherboard. Basically, you just want to find it. You're looking for support, not this one if you have an ASRock motherboard, but support down here. You want to find that BIOS of yours, and then sometimes there is some important information, so keep that in mind. And there goes the camera that's turning off. So, for example, you'll pretty much have some BIOSes that you have, you'll have a BIOS maybe here, example, that you need to install before you do this. So this can be a long process. So this will say something like the current then older than this version, please update it to this version before updating to this. So basically what that means is you have to go through, install the 330 BIOS first, and then repeat this process to the next version. And then it says, of course, sometimes you'll have to install something as well. So for me, when I go through and I decide that I'm going to update for the new Ryzen processors when I upgrade, pretty much I'll just go through and install, let's see, so first I'd start off with getting the 330 BIOS, which I believe I'm on. And then you want to go through and find the next one that has an issue. Then you can go through here and get the next update, and go through here and get the next update. So mostly it will just say that you're required to install a BIOS. So for me, I'll have to go figure out what my BIOS is, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to install the 331, and you'll want to just take the download for the global. You'll get a little zip file. It'll look like a file like such. And that will be your file right there. You'll drag that onto your USB stick, and then we'll be back on the motherboard in a second to show you kind of what that looks like from there. So now that you've put the file on the USB stick, you want to boot up your computer now by pressing F12 or delete. Sometimes it really depends on the key. So once your computer is booting up, it should pop into BIOS. For me though, I'm updating this so that I can, as I said, have those new 3000 series processors when they come out, especially because the X370 Tiachi is by far the best motherboard from the 3000 or 300 series. And this is taking its sweet time, but you should be able to do delete for UEFI setup, and just wait for that to pop into it, and there you go, there's a beep. And so as you can see here, here's what we're running. For me, you can see that all the interesting specifications, but you want to probably go to advanced, and you probably want to find let's see, tool. It might be under Instant Flash. That's what we're looking for. So we've got two options. I've got to figure out which version this is. So this is the newest one. This is the 5 series. Let me make sure to see what version BIOS was. So I am on version 4.70, which is what I thought. So for me, I want to go through and of course do this was under tool, I want to go under Instant Flash and get the 5.0 and then update, and yes. So I've updated, basically gone through and installed the required driver that it said that I needed to before starting, and this will of course go through an update. then I can update again to the newer version because this is a bridge version. So this is lots of steps, but once you get up to where you need it to be, you're pretty much good, and you're able to update your BIOS, and then of course support new CPUs and also get advantage of some newer features in the software or in the BIOS that allow for newer software to run more smoothly as well. So without further ado, thank you guys very much for watching. Once you get back in and once this finishes up, it should restart and you should be all good. So as I said, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope this video helped, and goodbye.